In the previous part, we have seen that Sigrun has come to the capital to meet Fiona. Now we will start our story. After seeing Sigrun, Fiona starts thinking that she was always together with Sigrun up until now. After seeing him for many days later, he looks more handsome and mature too. Then we saw people shouting that how did they kill this monster. They said that the man sitting in front of the carriage killed that monster. With this, everybody now recognizes Sigrun. He left a marvelous impression on these people. Fiona is confused because she says that she didn't write this in novel. It looks like novel's story is going to change. But Fiona is afraid because if the story changes, then even a minor change can alter everything in the novel. Fiona was busy in her thought, but suddenly a knight came and shouted Fiona's name. And they say they wanted to meet Fiona. Now Sigrun is walking and thinking about Fiona. But suddenly Fiona came and talked to Sigrun. She says it has been a while since they have met. Sigrun was soaked in the rain, so Fiona took the towel and tried to keep him dry so he would not get ill. She says that he really hunted the dragon and he has now become a famous man. But Sigrun was just busy in his thoughts and he was blushing. But since he was not talking to Fiona, she thought that he was mad at her because she left the northern region without saying goodbye to him. After this, Fiona just hugged him gently and said he has done a good job and she is proud of him. Now, she decides to leave, but Sigrun just grabs her waist and pulls her closer to him. Then he hugs her, and finally, we are going to see the romance between them. He hugs her tightly and asks what she will do in future, since you have finally grown up. He says if she is leaving, then she should cut off Abel properly, and ask what she will do now. She says she is going to buy a house and she will live there peacefully. After listening to her, Sigrun says to Fiona that he has something important to talk about with her. Looks like our main lead is going to confess his feelings for the girl he loves. This shocked Fiona. She says, "What do you have to tell me?" Then Sigrun says that did she remember what they promised when they were children. She asks what promise. Sigrun says that they made a promise that if ever they need help with each other, then they will help the other. Sigrun says now is the time when he needs help from Fiona. Then we see a flashback of 1 year ago where Sigrun confesses about his identity, who he is and what it has to do in the future. He says that he can't forgive them because they have killed his mother. Fiona consoles Sigrun and hugs him, saying that he will be happy in the future and he is very important to Fiona. Seeing Fiona like that smiling, Sigrun thinks that all his problems and hatred, anger, everything has been swayed by Fiona. Sigrun tells Fiona that everywhere trap has been set for him and he is afraid, so she should be his company so he can fight everybody. She says Abel has been there so he will be with him, but Sigrun just declines this, and after thinking, Fiona remembers the female lead of the story. Fiona says to Sigrun that he is going to meet a wonderful lady in the future. She will be your fate. But listening to these words from Fiona's mouth, he made a sad expression and he thinks she is getting annoyed by him. He started leaving and said he shouldn't have asked Fiona about this. Seeing Sigrun like this, Fiona thinks he is hurt by her words, so she decides to stay by his side and says to Sigrun that she will be with him. Sigrun starts smiling and says okay. This peaceful days have passed now. The main original story will start from now on. Now they are invited to the royal ball, where we see Fiona dressed up and she is looking beautiful, and Sigrun looks like a handsome man, and they are ready to depart for the royal ball. Sigrun asks Fiona if is Abel going to introduce Fiona to everyone. Then we see Abel, who is looking handsome, and asks Fiona what are they talking about and tells Fiona to come already. Fiona was coming from the stairs, but suddenly her foot slipped and she fell, but Sigrun catched and saved Fiona, and Abel also did the same thing, and they saved Fiona from falling. What a sight to behold. One person loves Fiona romantically, but one person loves Fiona as a father. They both love Fiona very much. She got the two best men to save her from any danger. Now we see Fiona and Abel talking in the carriage. Abel asks Fiona isn't she curious why Abel has chosen her. Abel then says from now on your name will be Fiona Hylon. You should be happy and you should call me your father. What a fatherly love Abel has toward Fiona. Now they reach their destination. Every noble has come to attend the royal ball, and everyone talks about Fiona and Sigrun because they both are illegitimate children of their family. Then we see a lady with red hair and she is the most beautiful lady at the royal ball. Her name is Priscilla, where around her some girl talk about a mage, who is a ruthless magician in the Hylon mansion. Lady Priscilla says so many crazy things are happened lately, so she will see them with her own eyes, then she will tell what she thinks about them. Then we see all three of them enter the royal ball, and everyone was stunned to see them, because all of them look so handsome and beautiful. Where we see Lady Priscilla is smiling after seeing Fiona. Fiona is confused because in the original story Priscilla is supposed to see Sigrun and she fall in love with him, but later on she becomes pathetic and falls into the darkness. And in other words, she is also a typical antagonist or Villianess in this novel. But Fiona is shocked because instead of seeing Sagren she is seeing Fiona only. Then King came and said all to his people that he welcomed every one of them to this royal ball. This is important for everyone because now he will officially welcome his son and choose him as prince. Sagren has prepared a gift for the Majesty and says he obtained the dragon heart, and he is giving this to Majesty as a gift. And everyone at the banquet is shocked to see the dragon's heart since it's hard to kill a dragon for any human. The king announced Sigrin has become officially prince, where everyone congratulates Sigrin for becoming their new prince. We see the crown prince who is not happy about it because since Sigrin has come then it will threaten his position in the kingdom. Then Fiona congrats Sagren saying he is amazing. Sigrin blushes because the girl he loved congrats him. Then the royal ball started and everyone asked Sigrin how the hell he hunted the dragon. On top of that, did he also killed the dragon alone? Fiona wants to breathe some fresh air on the balcony, where she sees the crown prince and Lady Priscilla, where the crown prince is telling Priscilla that if she pleases him then she can become crown princess. Priscilla is not interested in him and takes her leave. This hurts the crown prince's ego. Now he shows his true colors and grabs her hands forcefully. Then suddenly Fiona jumped into this situation and tried to save Lady Priscilla and tell her that her father was asking for her. She says to the crown prince that she will take Lady Priscilla and they take their leave. Priscilla thanks Fiona and they both walk together. Seeing Fiona like this she start thinking, is she really the cruel magician of Hellion? Looks like she is interested in Fiona more than Sigrin. Lady Priscilla then says to Fiona that now she will take her leave. Then they both introduce themselves to each other and both of them looked very gorgeous. Priscilla says she wants to thank Fiona since she saved her. She invites Fiona to her tea party, where Fiona accepts this invitation and thinks that Priscilla's tea party is the party that every noble lady wants to go. We see the crown prince who is angered and thinking how Priscilla can reject him. Suddenly he sees Fiona and start thinking instead of Priscilla he should enjoy Fiona. Sagren came and asked the crown prince what he is doing here. Crown prince asked Sagren does he knew Fiona. Just listening to Fiona's name from his mouth, Sagren is enraged and asks the crown prince what his intentions are, where the crown prince says he will play with her a little. Sagren grabs the collar of the crown prince and says you should be careful with your words. Sagren pushes him towards the wall and says he doesn't care about the crown prince or emperor's position. There is only thing in the world is important to him, and if he dares to touch her then he would kill him without any mercy. Thou crown prince is terrified by Sagren. Fiona is drinking and Sagren enters the room. Fiona grabs his hand and tells him that he should join Fiona in drinking. Sagren asks Fiona to take off his shirt's upper button because he doesn't like it. Fiona agreed and tried to unbutton the shirt. Sigrin just touches her hair and they stand very close to each other. Fiona is blushing and thinks that the atmosphere here is weird so she should hurry. With this, they both start drinking together, where drink has already taken over Fiona and she falls asleep. Sigrin lifts Fiona and takes her to her bed and says sometimes he just wants to open her head to see what she is thinking. And he can't understand her. He leaves saying he wished the happiest dream to my precious girl. Why can't he just ask her to go out? He is dying to date her. The next day Abel and Fiona take their leaves from the royal ball and Sagren will be staying here from now on because he has now become an official prince of the kingdom. Fiona was thinking about the novel story that the female lead will be coming shortly, where Abel tells Fiona that they are going to meet the 5 families and he will now finally introduce her to them, his daughter. Now both of them come to meet the other family. Abel says to Fiona she can do as she likes, then they both enters. There we see Duke Ernest and next to him Marquis Arech. Next to the Abel the Marquis Priscilla and also Marquis Errant who know Fiona but he knows the fake identity of her. Duke Ernest asks Abel who is the person next to him, whereas Abel introduced that this is Fiona Hellion and she is his daughter and also she is the successor of Abel. All of them are very shocked to see that Abel has finally chosen her successor. Then they tell Fiona to introduce herself and ask about her identity, where she tells them that she is an adopted child and she was once from the Count Green family, where they say that the Green family has been under investigation for selling drugs, where she says yes to them and says that she has already removed her name from the family, that's why she doesn't receive punishment. Duke Ernest doesn't like Fiona and thinks Fiona is just a bastard child, and asks Abel if he is testing their patience, and says he can't accept that. But Abel is very chill and says he is very serious about passing the title to Fiona. Fiona tells Duke Ernest that she understands his concern that he thinks that she is not suitable for this role or doesn't have the ability. She asks Duke Ernest what she can do to prove herself. Listening to this, Duke Ernest smiles and says she should prove herself in the hunting competition by winning the competition. If she wins then he will have no more objection from her. He started thinking that she will back off since hunting competition is dangerous. But Fiona accepts the challenge with a smile on her face. She says that she will participate in the competition. He is shocked and asks Fiona how she will catch the monster, where she says that she will catch the monster by killing. Fiona is relaxed and says that she is glad that the meeting has safely ended. Errant Clovis calls Fiona and says he didn't expect to meet her here and says her name with a smile on his face since she once hid her identity from him. Errant says that she should forgot his offer since there isn't any better offer and position than being Hellian's successor. But you should worry about Duke's earnest proposal. There Fiona says that there is nothing to worry about. He was taking his leave but he asked whether she was the one who had sent the letter about the Green family's expose. Fiona replies that yes, she is behind this since she planned the downfall of the family. Errant takes his leave wishing the best of luck to Fiona for the upcoming hunting competition. Now Abel has come and asked Fiona what Errant was saying and she says that that was nothing. She says she will take care of everything so her status will be safe. With this Abel pats her head saying is expected of my daughter. Now you should start calling me your father. Fiona says no and started to leave and she said she didn't have any reason for calling Abel his father. Now Abel's face has become sad and he says I see and let's go home. A few days later Fiona was at the Priscilla tea party and everyone greeted Fiona. Priscilla says she should take her time here and enjoy the tea party, where the other girl asks Fiona if is she ready or confident to win the bet with Duke Ernest. Where Fiona says she has to win the competition because if she wins the competition then Duke Ernest will recognize her as the Hellion family successor. Then a girl asks Fiona if is it true that in the Hellion region there is a very scary mage lived there. Listening to this she was shocked and she didn't say anything. Priscilla says her point of view is different from others. She says she heard because of that mage everybody in Hellion is living a peaceful life, and everybody calls her the Winter Guardian. Listening to Priscilla's point of view, Fiona was shocked that she has a nickname also, and that people are grateful for her. In the Imperial Palace training ground, we see knights resting and they are very exhausted. Sagrin is training with the knights. He one-sidedly finishes all the knights saying, "Where are your spirits?" After defeating the knights he smiles and says, "Is this all you got? If the Prince Knight is this incompetent then I suppose I will be the one who will support you." Every other knight thinks he is a beast and no normal human can defeat him. Then a butler came and said to Sagrin that he had a guest. But Sagrin says that he is busy and he is not going to meet the guests. Whereas Butler tells him that the guest is none other than Fiona Hellion. Just by listening to her name he smiles and says he will meet her. All the knights are shocked to see Sagrin smile and say who is this person that Sagrin is this happy to meet. Fiona asks Sagrin that does he knows what rumors are going on about her. She says that everyone is calling her Winter Guardian. Sagrin says yes and said that Hellion people always call you by that name. Fiona is now embarrassed that she doesn't even know what her nickname is. Sagrin says to Fiona she should not be embarrassed by this because you are great. Then Fiona says that she is happy about it since people call her their guardian. Then they talk about Lady Priscilla and other things. Fiona noticed that Sagrin was staring at her and now she was thinking why Sagrin was staring at her. Sagrin tells Fiona that he heard that you are also going to participate in the hunting competition. Since he is a prince now, naturally, he will also be part of the hunting competition. Sagrin tells Fiona that if she tells him not to participate then he will not participate. Sagrin takes Fiona's hand and kisses her hands and says since she is his family, he will listen to her. Fiona tells Sagrin to participate because this is his first competition after becoming a prince. In the original novel story, the Sagrin wins the competition and gifts the hunted monster to the female lead. In competition, people also give their monster to the person they love as a love token. Fiona asks Sagrin does he has any intention to give his monster to another person wherein Sagrin says yes. After hearing his answer for some reason Fiona thinks she is a little upset. Look like Fiona has also fallen for him. But she doesn't realize that. In the next part, we will see the hunting competition. I hope you liked this video. For more videos like this, subscribe to our channel. Click on the left side to watch the next part of the video.